How's everybody doing today? It's a little cool and overcast. You can see the sky. Started our morning by rescuing a persistent quail that got stuck in the net in the almond tree. You would think as much as I feed them that they wouldn't be so... Oh darn, I forgot to try to put it in do not sleep mode so that I don't get disturbances from Scam Likely and other people and whatnot, email updates. Sorry about that. But yeah, we had a quail in the almond tree this morning, and I got it out. I'm about ready to give this almond tree away between the leaf-footed beetles and the quail now deciding that they like to eat almonds and onsetting almonds. It's a little frustrating. It looks like they're pretty smart. They came up through the bottom of the tree, the nets. Where are you going? Came up through the bottom of the netting and just started jumping up the branches. They are my high maintenance children. Meg, we're not going up there. Come on. I don't want to go up there. Come on. Meg. She's persistent too. I know. You got the whole desert. You don't have to go up to people's houses. And that's Pokey. Walks right by the cactus. The good news is the quail weren't eating the zucchini when I left. I transplanted a zucchini last night. And normally I wouldn't think a zucchini would be one that they would like, but you never know with those guys. They eat buds and setting on almonds off of trees, so it's hard to say what they might eat, right? The tomatoes are still intact. They haven't touched those. I don't think like the leaves of tomatoes, potatoes, or zucchini are edible, so... But you never know. Rabbits will eat just about anything. We'll see. But I sure hope they leave my almond tree alone. It's not looking like that we're going to get many almonds this year. They're such persistent little buggers. But how's everybody doing today? I think I could have put another sweatshirt on. It's about 56, but it feels kind of chilly. It's because we don't have much sun, right? Don't have the sun heating it up. And Meg is just enjoying her walk. She says, let's go, Mama. Let's go for a walk. Well, happy Saturday out there. Anybody got any fun plans today? Hey, Jimmy Sup, what's up? Hello. Aqua, hi. We are in the desert of southern Nevada. Thanks for asking. How about you guys? Where do you hail from? Hey, Pablo. Hi. How you doing today? Oops, I got to get a bag out. Miss Meg is ready to do her business here. We clean up after our doggy, so we leave the place as clean as we found it, right? Give me just a minute here to take care of that before she covers it. Australia, that's awesome. All right. Okay, you're doing a good job. Let Mommy get it. Let's walk back to this trash can before we continue our walk. Australia. How is the world in Australia today? We have a friend that owns a bowling shop here in Las Vegas that lives in Australia. I'm not sure where he lives in Australia. He just always says hi from down under. There's a trash can over there. What are you looking at, huh? See how we started our morning with rescuing a quail out of our almond tree because we netted it to try to keep him from eating it. And they're so persistent. And they're so cute. They're such cute animals, birds, whatever. But they're kind of troublemakers. Oh, Meg is half American Staffordshire Shire Terrier and she's half Siberian Husky. It's kind of an interesting mix. We sort of thought maybe somebody had an accident, but apparently they do that on purpose. We rescued her from a shelter and they said that she was a shepherd mix, and we knew she wasn't a shepherd mix. So we did one of those DNA tests. They don't cost very much. And yep, she's half Siberian Husky and half American Staffordshire Shire Terrier. She's kind of an interesting dog now that we're getting to know her. At first, she was pretty withdrawn and she's pretty skinny. She was underfed for sure, but now she's a healthy weight. But she howls when she wants to play. She can bark. If there's anybody outside the house, she lets me know. She lets them know too. But yeah, she's an interesting dog. Do you have any dogs? Yeah, it's a really interesting mix, right? I guess they do it to get a smaller breed, but she is really strong. Like, she could really pull me if she wanted to. Not looking like we're gonna get any, Oh, you don't have a dog? All right. Do you have any other critters? Oh, you love dogs. Hey, Octavia, welcome to the channel. Do you like retrievers? I love dogs too. I love dogs and birds. That's why I put up with the quail, even though they're trying to eat my almond tree. Dogs just make great companions, don't you think? And they're definitely a girl's best friend. Well, my hubby's my best friend, but Meg's the second best. Thank you. I'm glad you think she's cute. Lazy, how are you doing today? Octavia, I thought you might have a retriever. It's awesome. Retrievers are good dogs. We used to have a neighbor that had a retriever next to us when we lived in Alaska. It was very friendly. Oh, so Blazy, you have a Springer Spaniel. That's cool. I used to have a friend that had a Springer Spaniel. And I used to see a lady walking along here that had one too. You're doing good. That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining in this morning. Yeah, I'm doing great. A little chilly, but doing good. It's good to be out here walking, get a little exercise. Oh, you really want a husky? They're really cool dogs, but what's interesting about huskies is they really want to run. So Meg, actually, as small as she is, can jump her wall. How long is her walk? Probably about 2 miles. That's a good distance for a regular walk, don't you think? I used to be a long distance runner. I ran marathons when I lived in Alaska. And so I try not to overdo it nowadays, but I do like to get regular exercise. It's hard to give up running when you're a hardcore runner. I was pretty into it. Yeah, huskies, they like to roam and they have a mind of their own. So they're pretty determined. But she's a really good dog and it's pretty entertaining. If you watch some of my shorts with her, she likes to play and she plays kind of strange. Yeah, I'm from Alaska. Can you believe that? My husband actually came there for a bowling tournament and my girlfriend that I used to run with, her husband was a bowler and that's how I met him. It's a pretty good story, but yeah, now I'm retired living in the desert of southern Nevada with my husband. It's kind of nice to thaw out, don't you think? I think so. It's funny, when I first moved here it seemed so hot, but you get used to it where you live, right? Your body acclimates, so now I like the heat. Yep, I am retired. I started working young. I worked really hard. Of course, my hubby makes it easier for me to be retired. He worked really hard too. I'm thankful. He takes good care of me. How old am I? Yes, you can. I am 60 years old. Oh my gosh, those sky art people are at it again. That's where the clouds came from. You hardly ever have a cloudy day here in the desert. Oh, Octavia, you want to go to Scotland and catch the Loch Ness Monster. Well, if you ever see the Loch Ness Monster, I want to hear about it, okay? Last night we were watching a show about some people that apparently were into hunting crocodiles, and supposedly there was a 28-foot crocodile that they shot, but they weren't able to retrieve it, which I'm not big on people shooting things and not retrieving it, right? Where we come from, you never abandon your catch. But anyway, anybody ever heard of a 28-foot crocodile? Do you think that's a true story, or do you think it's an old wives' tale? It was interesting. I always tried to stay away from predators. Like, I just give the bears their space, right? Bears are huge and scary. I saw a lot of them growing up in Alaska. I haven't really seen anything scary here, you know? There's not really, I mean, there are snakes here, but I haven't seen any. Like, I can walk through this wash and I've never seen a snake there. I don't think they like to be around people. But they do say that April and October is a really active time for snakes, so that's when you need to be most concerned about them. You like Greek legends. Oh, that's cool, Octavia. You know, one of my favorite classes when I was in high school was Western Civilization. I thought it was really pretty interesting. The social classes and structures of how people live their lives. So, what's your favorite Greek legend, Octavia? Morning. Good morning. I have never played dead before because of a bear. One time when I was in high school, a girlfriend of mine and I, we'd gotten home from school and we actually had to climb up the side of a A-frame house because there was a black bear. But no, I've never played dead. Octavia, I'm going to have to look up Cerberius. Am I saying that right? I've never heard of Cerberius. Now, I'm thankful that I've never had to play dead because of a black bear, but we saw a lot of them. My family lived pretty remote for a good part of my childhood, and we mostly saw grizzlies, and that was in coastal Alaska. But in interior Alaska, there's a lot of black bears. Yeah, with black bears, you're supposed to try to fight them because black bears will actually eat people, and with grizzlies, you're supposed to play dead, but mostly you just want to avoid them. Yes, if it's a black bear, you fight back. You try to punch them, and you try to look big and mean and yell loud. Throw stuff at them. Oh, a three-headed dog. How interesting. Okay, I'm going to look that up today, Octavia. It's good to learn something new every day, right? That's what I think. And there's businesses that promote pepper spray for bears, but people have actually been bit spraying them with pepper spray. So I don't know. I think if you're in an area where there's bears, you probably need to have a gun, right? Protect yourself. And don't feed them. Don't feed the bears. I don't care what those people do on those TV reality shows. Just give those things some space. They are not our pets. It can have up to 50 heads. Ooh, that sounds pretty interesting. I'm gonna have to look it up, Octavia. Thanks for telling me about that. Cerberius. Huh. Yeah, that's what I think, Blazy. I think it makes them mad. You definitely don't want to make a bear mad. Yep. No, I definitely wouldn't be using pepper spray on a bear. I mean, if that was all you had, that's better than nothing, but I wouldn't count on that for self-defense. When I was a kid growing up, we always had guns, and thankfully we never had to use them, but because we were around nature in remote areas, we were taught how to shoot guns. It's kind of hard though. I don't think children or young kids would be able to really shoot a bear. But you definitely need to have a gun if you're in bear country. And do smart things like make sure your food's put away. You know, there's one technique people have if you're remote is hanging your food from a tree, right? Away from your tent or your camp. And I actually know somebody that was on a hunting trip. I didn't know them then, but it's somebody we met here in Las Vegas, um, who was camping, I think, in Kodiak. I think they were on a fishing trip, actually. And they had their food hanging from a tree, and they woke up to a bear trying to swat their cooler. You hate raccoons? Oh, yeah. Air rifles, those are pretty cool. I worked for an athletics department at the university, and for a while anyway, and one of the teams, one of the competitive teams was a rifle team, and those are pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. Do you have raccoons where you live, Octavia? It's all right, Blazy. Spell check is not always our friend, right? Octavia, what part of the world do you hail from? Are you in America or are you overseas? How about you, Blazy? What is it? I love old tree roots. I think they look so cool. Oh, United Kingdom. All right. I've never been to that part of the world. Okay, you are American. Okay. So do you live like in the Michigan area? I mean, you don't have to tell me exactly where you live. You never want to dox yourself, right? But okay, Meg is like getting fired up here. You're getting a little crazy on me. She's a happy girl. She loves life. Your world is raccoon world. You live where there's a lot of raccoons. Oh, Blazy, you're going for your brown belt. That's awesome. That takes a lot of training. Wow, good for you. I wish you all the best of luck with that. That's awesome. I tried taking karate once. I did it for 3 months. I wasn't any good at it. You know, I'm a petite woman, so I think it's hard for small women to actually do those kind of things, but it's good to learn some self-defense, even if you're, you know what, I don't even know what it was called. It was just karate, right? Sorry. But I mean, I did learn a couple of self-defense moves, which was good, you know, but you want a parakeet. I don't know what that is. Is that a kind of a dog, or is that a bird? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a friend who was more petite than I am, and she was a social worker, and she took a self-defense course, and she couldn't do any of it. You know, she tried. It's a bird. Oh, I love birds. Birds are cool. She tried, you know. I mean, when you're a social worker, you encounter difficult situations with people that are maybe not stable sometimes, right? But if you're small, you just need to avoid getting yourself in a situation because unfortunately, you just don't have the body mass. I would say self-defense from an escape perspective is a good idea, right? For small women. Anyway, dogs are a great self-defense for women too. Meg, she may have been pretty timid when we got her, but she definitely looks out for her mommy. She's a good girl. That is awesome. Well, hats off to her. You know, different people have different skills. I was a really, really good runner. I ran the Equinox Marathon 7 times, and that takes a different type of strength, endurance, right? I have never heard of that, Octavia. Why don't you tell me about it? What is a kitsune? Lazy, hats off to your instructor. She is one of a kind. Your sensei, I guess, is what the proper title would be, but hats off. A Japanese multi-tailed fox. Lazy, did you look it up? Thanks. That's awesome. You guys are fun. I'm enjoying this conversation. Thanks for joining on the channel today. It's a little more interesting. What are you doing, Meg? Well, it has been a fun walk with you all. Thanks for joining me for the walk. I enjoyed the conversation, and I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Be blessed. Thanks for watching.